Browns 37-14 losers to the Arizona Cardinals at home on Sunday. They are now 3-3, and they turn around and play a Thursday night game against the Denver Broncos on, of course, Thursday night. So let's do some quick takeaways here. Scott Patsko, your takeaway from this game.
My takeaway is that they had very little margin for error, and they just blew past it in this game. And I mean, the first punt, downs, fumble, interception, those were the first 4 drives. And the Cardinals, touchdown, field goal. It's amazing that they ended the first half only down 9. I'm surprised they didn't go for 2 at the end to make it a 1-score game. But even at halftime, it just didn't feel like this team was going to be capable of really keeping up with the Cardinals the rest of the way. So I guess my takeaway is just everything bad that could have happened seemed to happen, and they just didn't have enough people out there in the right spots to deal with it.
Mary Kay, what about you?
I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. 3 turnovers just are not going to cut it, obviously, in a game like this. That left them -3 in the turnover differential. And I don't think necessarily that any of those turnovers, had anything to do with the fact that, that he had the shoulder injury. I mean, we don't know for sure yet how much he has been impacted by wearing the harness and all of that. But I mean, it just looked like a really bad throw to me on the interception. And then on the 2 fumbles, it just seemed like he just held the ball a little bit too long out there and was trying a little bit too hard to make a play running around out there, knowing that, you've got JJ Watt and those guys that are running around after you. So I just thought the turnovers were the difference in the game. And I think that's a concern. And it's also a concern, obviously, now that he has a re-injured shoulder, he's going to want to play. Maybe he shouldn't play. But it will be really, really hard to keep him off the football field. He's never missed a game because of injury. He doesn't want to start now. So that was it for me. The whole Baker Mayfield missing throws and turning the ball over.
Doug, what about you?
So the defense did a good job after some of those turnovers, holding Arizona to field goals on short fields. And that does need to be noted. But I felt like a lot of the game, the defense sort of sucked the life out of this team. That everything that Mary Kay said is true. Every issue with the offense is true, but there's a lot of excuses there or reasons, right? In a world where you're missing your 2 tackles, you're missing Nick Chubb, you're missing Jarvis Landry, Odell gets hurt, Kareem Hunt gets hurt, Baker gets hurt during the course of the game. The defense they are who they are. And I thought they had solved some things with the Minnesota game, and it looks like they did not solve some things. And so I think everybody sees it. We see real questions in the secondary. We see real questions about, is this a defense that you can rely on to get a big stop at an important time against all the great quarterbacks in this league? And there's not an excuse there for them. So I don't think it's unreasonable to think that if the offense gets a little healthier, some things will look a little better. I'm not sure where the defense is right now, and I think that's the most troubling thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what you said, Doug. I think my takeaway here is the defense wasn't good for a second straight week in a row against a really good quarterback. And I mean, let's not forget, this was a team missing its head coach and play caller, and a team that doesn't actually have a designated offensive coordinator. So they gave up 37 points, something like 352 yards, and that should have been 355. They had the 3 kneel downs at the end. This was not a good performance by the defense. You can't leave DeAndre Hopkins running free. You left Mike Williams running free last year. You left DeAndre Hopkins running free this week. You can't do it. This was a bad showing by the defense today for the Browns. Okay, Browns losers. They are 3-3. The Arizona Cardinals still unbeaten now at 6-0. We'll have everything from the game, including a post-game podcast that'll be going up at some point as well that you can listen to more of this discussion on. It'll all be at cleveland.com/Browns.